So thick, you could definitely use a yoga block, but this is even like a thin yoga block. Especially if you have like shorter legs, it's kind of hard if the block is super big. Obviously, it ain't gonna be perfect anyway, but like a book and then a sock or a mini band. And we're just gonna play around with some feet stuff. Even just to get started, I want to, I don't know, just like talk you guys through some things, because like I've had some questions in small group about things, and I just think it's helpful for everyone. So say I am standing. I want you to stand with your feet hip width apart, and then I want you to close your eyes. So I'm standing hip width apart, my eyes are closed. Is there more weight in your left foot than in your right foot? Is there more weight in your foot than your right foot? Like which foot has more weight and where on your foot? Is it more towards your toes or is it more towards your heels? Then I want you to imagine that you're leaning your torso as far forward as you can without falling forward. So now all the weight's in your toes and you're like kind of like skiing downhill, but not fucking falling on your face. Do you see how that's like what it feels like for the weight to be in your toes? Like gripping at your toes. Then I want you to lean all the way back and see what it feels like to like almost fall backwards. So all the weight's in your heel. Which one feels like what you do more of the time? Do you feel like you're more on your toes or more on your heels? And everybody's going to have a different answer, and there's no right or wrong. It's just something I want you to think about. Okay. And if anybody wants to share what they feel, I love sharing.
I feel it more in my heels. This is Tina.
Okay.
And I feel right leg or right foot more than left.
Yep.
I feel left leg more than right, and I'm more of a toe person.
Yep.
I feel like
Toes, right.
this is the thing, but it's like more in my inner soles than the outer soles.
Yep. So there's so many things that we can take from this, right? A lot of us are not on both sides evenly, right? Which is why we do some of the hip shifting to try to find things. Some of us are more pronated. Neither pronation or supination is bad, but we want to use the whole foot and we want to have this tripod foot with the big toe mound, the pinky toe, and the heel, okay? And a lot of us are actually very much in the forefoot. Okay. And there are adaptations that happen up the chain as a result of that. So say I was like this, say I was on my toes more like this, like falling forward. What could I do to like stop that from happening? I might push my hips forward in trying to keep myself upright. Okay. Or I might stick my butt out in order to not fall forward. Right. So there's all these things that can happen up and down the chain, and we just want to kind of pay attention to it. So today what we're going to do is pay attention to, if we're not gripping on the toes, how much easier is it for us to find our heels? Okay. Justine looking at me like makes no sense. We're going to play around with it though. Okay. So first things first, we are going to do hip shifting in a bridge position. So we're going to lie on our backs and we're going to grab either a yoga block or like a small ball or something that's like a rolled up towel to do a bridge. These are actually on ass and abs a couple times, like different variations of them. But we need to be able to shift into the left side and out of the left side, into the right side and out of the right side. So what I'm going to do is have a block between my knees. I'm going to find my left big toe, left pinky toe, and left heel. And I'm going to drag my heels down the wall. And then I'm going to reach my right leg up off the wall. So my left knee is pulling back and my right leg is reaching long, but my low back is in contact with the ground. And then all I'm gonna do is inhale, bridge, exhale down. Inhale, bridge, exhale down. My left side is pulling down, left knee driving into the block, and my right leg is staying nice and long. Inhale up, exhale down. I want you to do 15 on each side. Good. So do you guys kind of feel what I'm talking about when you're like shifting into that side of the hip, that you can feel like the glute and the hamstring a little bit more?
Yeah.
Good.
And the heel is staying on the wall, right?
Correct. Yep. So you want to
Okay.
find big toe, you want to find pinky toe mound, and you want to find the heel, right? So like if I gave you no other like cue except for like this part of your heel, like the horseshoe part of your heel, I want the left outer edge and the left inner edge really dragging down the wall. You'd see that sometimes like you just miss on that outer edge of the heel. Some people anyways. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna cue you through it again. Right knee is pulling back, left knee is reaching long, right knee is pressing into the block. That's that adduction, right? That's gonna open up the back of the hip. And inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. How am I bridging up? I'm bridging up by dragging my heel down the ground, down the wall. So we're going to be doing this in a couple different positions today. Caitlin, you're going to go into bear to down dog. Everybody else, we're going to go into a bear with abduction. So basically the exact opposite of what we just did with the bridge. You don't need anything between your legs, but we're going to focus on inhaling to open the knee out to the side. So I'm in a bear position, hands and knees, tabletop position, pushing the hands through the ground. Inhale, open my right leg. Inhale, open my right leg. Inhale, open my right leg. I want you to do 10 of these. It's kind of like you're my dog and you are holding yourself in a bear position while you lift your leg. Make sure you're in a tucked under position and you're lifted up out of bear. So both your knees are off the ground the whole time. Good. Don't let the pelvis shift just because you're lifting one leg. Good. Pushing the ground away from you. Inhale. Notice the difference between the sides.
Your toes aren't staying together. No. Okay.
So I'm just in a regular bear position, knees lifted off the ground. I don't necessarily have to be against the wall. And I'm just.
I wasn't sure if it was like a clamshell where you were just opening your knee, but you're opening your whole leg.
Yeah. Now, make sure those knees are hovering just off the ground and your wrists and your shoulders are in a nice straight line. Don't worry, you will probably get to do it again. We're going to grab that block again, or the ball, whatever it is that you use, and we're going to do a single leg deadlift at the wall using the block to get into a hip shift position. So here I am. Got my block. I'm going to put my left foot forward. And like usual in this position, it ain't going anywhere. So like if you hate it, we got to learn to embrace it so that it feels good. If my left foot's forward and my right leg is back, I want my left foot in front of my right, okay? I don't want this left leg behind my right leg. I want the left leg a little bit in front. Now, I want you to think about going on to more the ball of your foot. So I just lifted my heel, like, I don't know, a centimeter off the ground. So I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm thinking about my left hip pulling back as my right knee pulls long and my knee pushes into the block. And then I'm going to reach down towards that left foot. Good, but I have to have that left knee bent. Bend the left knee and be on the ball of the foot. And then you're gonna come up. Knee stays bent, you're on the ball of the foot. Reach down, knee stays bent, you're on the ball of the foot. You pulled the hip back. And you're going up and down as you pull that left hip back. So you want to reach down towards that foot. Yep. Let the length come from your ass. Michelle, reach that butt back as opposed to from your lower back. Liz, what do you feel?
A stretch in my left ass.
Okay.
It's not hurting.
Are you saying ball of the foot that's on the wall?
Nope, ball of the foot that's on the ground.
Oh.
Good, Danielle, I want you to really bend that left leg and allow the knee. Yes, good. Now get on the ball of your left foot and feel the joy.
I really like the yoga block in this position.
Yeah.
Keeps me from like collapsing on the side that's, on the wall.
Right. And it's just that adduction that is internal rotation that most of us really need. Right. Good. Michelle, this side's better.
I think when I do this, my back is like, yay, I can help. And I'm like, no, I want my legs to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, fuck you, back.
Right? It's like, I will fuck you harder.
Danielle, do you feel that like you felt the other side?
It's different.
Okay, so lower your left leg down the wall and bring your right foot closer to the wall. Yep, good. Now lower that ball down a little bit more. Yeah, and now think about the left knee reaching down. Yeah, now bend your right knee forward and get on the ball of your foot a little bit more. Hold there for a second, take a breath, and then get up. Good, and don't go so high onto the ball of your foot. Just think like a little teeny bit. All right, then we're gonna go back to the one that we've been working on, those walkouts with the mountain climber. Okay, let me just think for Caitlin. If you wanna sit against the wall, Caitlin, and just kind of slide your arms up and down the wall, because like, I don't know, any sort of like front facing stuff just isn't gonna feel good anymore. You can do like a wall squat and you can inhale your arms up or you can sit down. We're gonna come into a bear position, but you're dragging your feet up the wall. Walk your hands out. Take a big inhale. Take a big long exhale. Walk your hands back. Lift your knees. Look, my wrist and my shoulder are in a line. Now, pull your right knee in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, left knee pulls in. Exhale, lower the knees back down. Walk it out. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that sternum up. You're gonna do 6 of those walkouts. Hi, Ruby. Good, Caitlin. Try to really just think about arms going as much overhead. Yep, as you can. Perfect.
Are your knees off the ground when you're doing this? Or
When I'm
on the
doing the
ground?
walkout, no.
Yeah.
When I'm doing
No.
the
Oh.
mountain climber, yes.
Oh, okay. I was asking about the walkout. Thank you.
Good. When you're doing the mountain climber, try to pull the knee straight in towards the midline. And don't let the rib cage flare. Don't go far just because you can. Try to keep the rib cage back. Good. Now, per usual, I got a lot of shit that I want to do, so I don't think we're going to go over any of the other stuff again, okay? We are going to talk through the split squat that I was like talking about in the beginning. So I want you to grab onto your book or whatever you're going to elevate your foot on, and then grab onto the sock or the mini band as well. I just want to talk through a couple things and we can see what different variations end up feeling like for different people, okay? So if I have my book here, I'm going to allow my toes to hang off the front of the book. So for everybody who tends to like grip on their toes, this is not gonna let you do that. If you feel like you want some reminder for your arch, you could put this right underneath the midfoot as well. So literally I have a sock or a mini band underneath my arch and my toes are hanging off the front of an elevated surface. First set, we're not gonna add a weight. I'm gonna have my left foot forward and my right leg back. I'm gonna imagine that I have a weight goblet style at my chest. Do you notice how like when I go to lose my balance, I roll to the outside of my foot and I lose contact with the big toe mound? Okay, so I want you to pay attention to that. You need to keep the big toe mound down and the heel nice and heavy, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate to pull ourselves straight down. See how my torso is upright, my knees coming forward and my heel is heavy. And then I'm gonna exhale, straightening through my front leg up to the top. Inhale, lower myself down. Exhale, drive myself up. Inhale, lower myself down. Don't lose that big toe mound. Exhale, drive myself up. So I want you to give me 10 of those nice and slow, allowing the torso to stay nice and stacked and the toes to not grip. And every single one of you who has that crazy butt out position looks really good in these. Make sure the heel is heavy. What do you feel? Does anybody feel their butt?
Yeah, I do.
You guys are all like mutes. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. But I want you to think about those toes falling off the front. Get that big toe mound in contact with the book and the heel nice and heavy. You're gonna inhale to pull yourself down. Heel heavy, heel heavy. Look at my torso, it's nice and upright. Justine, watch your torso, don't let it fall so far forward. And then exhale, back up. Good, we're gonna play around with some different things on this, but does this feel really bad to anybody right now?
No.
Good. Now, we're gonna try something else that's complicated. What do you know? Grab onto a long, skinny red band. If you do not have a long, skinny red band, you can always use a hoodie, and I'm gonna show both positions. But this is going to be a row variation in a hinge position, okay? Hinging with a band is so awesome for letting go of those deep external rotators that are like really, really down deep and getting them to lengthen. So that is what we're gonna try to do while we get some work through the upper back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, coming at you from the wall, I'm gonna take my band like this. I'm gonna step on it so it's underneath the arch of my left foot, okay? Left foot is forward, just like we did earlier with the block. And now my right leg is gonna be up the wall. Now, I'm again, left foot forward. And Katie Morgan, you're not gonna be able to hold on to the handles. You're gonna wanna choke up, like down a little bit more, okay? So if you have handles, don't necessarily hold on to them. Choke up on it. So if I'm in this position, kind of choked up, I'm on my left leg, I want you to think about rotating your right hip down so that right knee is longer, the left hip is back, and I want you to just do this and row. So this is an inhale. Okay, now from this bent arm position, you're gonna stand up, arms straight. Then you're gonna row, pull yourself down with your butt back as you inhale. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, pull yourself down. Exhale, straighten your arms and stand up. Inhale, pull yourself down, open up that butt. Exhale, stand up. Does anyone feel this badly in their lower back at all?
No.
Okay, so Michelle, hop your left leg forward, backwards a little bit more. And I want you to think about your knee staying forward as your butt goes back. Yeah. Row there, row there. Row at the bottom position, Michelle, with your ass back. Yes. Knee forward a little bit. Then stand up. Yep. Good. Do you guys feel your butt a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good. Now, if we can't lengthen, then we can't contract, right? And so whatever, as a result of sitting at a desk or being pregnant too many times, we clench on our ass cheeks. And this is, we're trying to let go of those deep external rotators that are really tight. So when I'm standing up, I'm not locking my knee out at the top position either. I'm going to talk you through the other side now. I'm going to take my right foot forward. I got the band underneath my foot. I have my left foot up the wall. I'm going to drop that left knee long so the right hip is back. I'm not hiking through the hip, Jacqueline. I'm going to pull as I inhale, and then I'm going to exhale, stand through the foot. Don't lock the knee out. Inhale, reach my butt back. Exhale, stand. Inhale, reach my butt back. Spread my ass cheeks. Exhale to stand. No hiking, no locking out of the knee. Good, standing all the way up. So you can be honest with me. Did you just like absolutely hate that exercise because it was like awful? Or did you kind of feel what I was talking about?
It was really hard, but I thought it was great. And I
Okay,
got like your like most, far muscle, I feel like
Yes, good.
in your bum.
Yeah, like
A
towards the
lot more
middle.
glute activation.
Yes, yep, perfect. So that's a lengthening glute activation, right? And like we're not always getting that, okay? What we're gonna do now is a Bosch clean to a step. So you're using that newfound length, cleaning the weight up and then stepping up onto a step. And we're gonna do 10 on each side. Now, if you wanna load this up, 20, 25 pounds, you can do that. If you wanna just keep it light because you're practicing the movement, 10 to 15 is fine as well. All I'm gonna do here is think about my left foot being forward, my right leg being back. Inhale, look, I'm hinging that butt back. Now it's really easy for me to open. As I go forward, I'm on the ball of my left foot, but my knee stays bent, and then I'm stepping up. Come down, trace down that left leg. I'm on the ball of the left foot. Come up, still knee bent, ball of the left foot still, stand up. Lower down, hinge, inhale, exhale, hinge. Okay. So, Michelle, keep your left knee bent more forward. Left knee bends forward. Good, Danielle, keep your right foot on the ground. Don't worry about being in a single leg deadlift position. Good. Yeah, good, good, good. Ball the foot, knee forward, ball the foot, knee forward. Knee stays bent throughout. Nice. Good. I want that clean part to be like explosive. So it's like I inhale and then I go, and I go. Nice. Good. Then we're gonna think about what variation of a push-up for higher repetitions are we good at? Is it the one where our feet are dragging up the wall and our knees are down on the ground and I'm lowering myself down to inhale into my chest and my back? So that would be this one. I'm here, dragging. I go down, inhale and exhale. Pull down, inhale and exhale. Or is it on my bench with my knees bent in more of like a bear position? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And we're gonna do anywhere from 10 to 15 repetitions, okay? Good, I want that nose to touch the ground, touch the bench, nipples touch the bench. Let that inhale happen at the bottom and then exhale away. Watch your elbows as you push through. Don't lock your elbows out. Reach through the back of your shoulder blades instead of locking your elbows out. Inhaling at the bottom position. Exhale, reach away from the ground. Push the ground away. Good, watch those elbows, reach through. Good, then we're gonna go back to the split squats again, and we're gonna add a weight this time. So, front foot is elevated. Toes are hanging off of the book. If you like that sock or the mini band underneath your arch. If you find like you're still not really staying heel heavy, maybe you put the band on the outer edge of your heel and that kind of forces you to feel like you're heel heavy. I'm gonna really want you to pay attention to where your torso is in relation to your pelvis as you're lowering down. I don't want the torso super far forward, okay? So I'm here, I have my left foot forward and I have my right leg back. I'm holding on to my weight goblet style. I'm gonna pull myself down. Look, I'm nice straight up and down. My heels heavy, my knees forward, my big toe mound is driving down. And then I'm straightening. I wanna straighten through that front leg, okay? Pull myself down, straighten that front leg. Pull myself down, straighten through the front leg. Yep. Nice. Danielle, do these feel better than normal?
Yeah.
They look good. They look good. Watch that left hip and drop your left hip down just a little bit. So rotate it back and pull it down so you're not hiking. Good. But this keeps a nice position for you. Good, Katie. Watch the torso. Lean your torso back a little bit more. Good. So Liz, I want to experiment with something, and I know we're like halfway through it, but start where you were, but instead of like sliding and coming forward each time, I want you to start with your torso back a little bit more. So like a longer stance. So almost like your left knee is behind your left ankle, just to see what it feels like. Like let your leg be straighter, the left one. Okay, now go straight down, dragging on that heel, and then push yourself away through your left heel instead of standing. Yeah, do you feel the difference or no? Okay. Good, Tina, watch that rib flare. So really try to bring your rib cage back. Heel's nice and heavy, and so you don't feel anything in your knees. Make sure that that heel stays heavy. Don't lose the big toe mound on the ground. Now, if you really loved those banded rows, we can do those again, but I wanted to show you what I was doing for like a weighted row. I just was using that for like positional stuff. And if you liked it, then by all means, let's do it again. If not, I'm going to show you what the other option is. Okay. So if I'm at the wall and I have my nice weight in my hand, I'm going to take my left foot forward and my right leg back. I'm going to hinge down. I'm going to inhale, row, and then I'm going to come back up. Down, row, up. But it's not very helpful if you can't let your butt cheeks go. Right? Because then you're rowing with like your low back instead, right? So maybe I go back and I put that band around the midfoot again. I put my foot on the wall. I think about inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhale, getting that butt back, lengthening through the glutes, exhale, stand. Either way, you're gonna give me 10. Good. Good. Nicole, let that left knee go forward a little bit, even when you are hinging, okay? Let your knee go forward, forward, forward. Yeah. So think about your foot maintaining the weight, the knees forward a little bit, and the butt's going back. Nice. Good. Michelle, that looks great. Good. Yep, Liz, I love it. Good. Danielle, get your left leg down the wall more. Yep, perfect. Now drop that left hip. Yep, perfect. Keep the right knee bent. Inhale and up. Good. So whatever leg you're standing on, I want to believe you are loading that side, okay? I don't want you hesitating and like over the leg that's up the wall.
And are we on our toes on the standing leg?
Nope, we're just like on our whole
Okay.
foot. Good, Danielle, bend in the right foot, drop that left knee down, and now inhale, pull. Good, now stand up. Yeah, good, let your hips come underneath you. Good. Good, then we're going back to that hinge, to the Bosch clean, to the step up. So we're gonna do 10 of those again. Allow length to come through the backside as you explode through, maintaining the bend of the back leg. Michelle, get that knee forward again, because that's what you're missing. It's like we got to get the foot, the knee, load your right leg, and then, do you feel the difference when you do it right? Yeah, it's much better. Good, you're going to feel it better.
Stacey, when the weight is in the hand of the leg that's stepping up or the opposite?
Stepping up. So it's like I'm hinging, I'm not going to hinge to the same side. If it's in my right hand, I am hinging over towards the left leg, right? Yep.
Got it.
Now, don't allow that knee to be behind the front leg, right? You need the knee to be forward. Bring your left knee forward more, Tina. Yes, now go. Good. So find that hinge position. Yep. And then explode through, finding that big toe mound. Pay attention to what your feet are doing. Good. Good. Get that knee forward, knee forward, knee forward. Good. The fastest part of the movement is when you're coming through to go onto the chair. Like that should be explosive. It shouldn't be slow. Go. Go right through it. Yep. You're using the length in your muscle to get hip extension. Nice. Good. Then we're going back to the push-ups, 10 to 15. Is it from your knees? Is it with your feet on the wall, straight up strict push-ups, or is it on your bench? Either way, you're inhaling at the bottom position and you're pushing away to not lock out your elbows. I want this to come from the shoulder blades, okay? Nice, good. Danielle, these look great. Good. I want you guys to pay attention to your hands like we always do, right? When you're pulling yourself down, don't lose contact with that inner arch. Arch of your hand, same as arch of your foot. Really maintain that part of your hand into the ground, okay? So it's like all four corners of your hand are going to take weight. Just focus on that. It's going to make your shoulders feel better. Good. Oh, the details that make it more miserable. Good. Watch your elbows. Really reach through the upper back.
When you say watch your elbows, can you say what you mean again? Is it so they don't go out or?
No, I'm more thinking about when people straighten and they're hyperextending through their elbows, and I literally love their elbows backwards. Can you tell that I woke up on the right side of the bed today or what? Just kidding. All right, so we played around a little bit with the split squats, right? Now we're gonna make it a little bit more dynamic. And sometimes we do like alternating reverse lunges where we're trying to get the rotation through the torso. I'm gonna give you an option. If you do not like forward lunging because you feel like it hurts your knees, you're gonna stick to the split squat that we did before. If you want something that might be a little bit more challenging and get the quads, we're gonna do a rotational step through lunge. So these are your options. That split squat that we worked on with the front foot elevated with the toes hanging off, you can give me 10 of those on each side, or we can start feet together. I'm gonna do a reverse lunge, keeping my right foot forward, and I'm rotating. So my left arm's forward and this arm's kind of rotating like this, and then I'm gonna lunge forward. And then I'm gonna come back and forward, that's one, and back and forward, two, and back and forward, three. All right. So either split squat up and down with the front foot elevated and the toes hanging off, or 10 step through lunges each side. Yep. So Tina, switch your arms.
Oh, okay. This feels weird.
Yep.
To switch.
Perfect. Nice. Good. So really think about that rotation happening through the torso. Yep. Nice. Good. And allow the heel to be heavy as you're lunging forward if that's the option that you're having, because the only reason your knee would hurt is if your heel wasn't fucking heavy. Nice. Good. Once you've done 10 on one side, you're going to cruise through 10 on the other side. Good. Don't lose that big toe mound, Danielle. Really push through that big toe mound. Good. Nice. So we're going to think about, I would say there's like 3 options, but basically 2. Say I have a bench or like an elevated surface. We're going to get into a position like we were going to do a tricep dip. Okay. Except I'm going to really emphasize like what you're doing with your arms. Okay. So if I was on my bench and I straightened my arms so that I felt my shoulder blades on my back, okay, or on my rib cage. My butt's forward. Do you kind of see that like I'm pushing my arms through here, my chest is lifted, and I'm kind of dragging on my heels. Like I might just breathe in this position, okay? I could do this, push my butt back. This is an inhale, I'm pushing, and this is an exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's 1. Or you can take weights on the ground, push, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Or if you have 8 arms like I do, you can push through your hands, reach and come through, reach and come through. But what you want to think about is that your shoulder blades are not winging on your back and that your arms are reaching the whole time. Yeah.
Am I the only person who either has really short arms or just like a really padded ass and there's no way in hell my butt is going like through my arms?
So take your blocks. Can you put your hands on blocks?
I can try, sure.
Yep. Good, Michelle. Nice, nice, nice. So walk your feet forward a little bit, Michelle, just a teeny tiny bit. Forward. Yes. Now, try to think about pushing through the hands and inhaling with your butt back. Good. And then exhale, drag forward. Yep. Just don't break your wrist, Justine, please.
Where are we supposed to be feeling this?
In your fucking abs and in your upper back.
Okay, abs I feel. I don't feel upper back yet.
So right there, are you pushing through your hands in that back position?
Maybe not enough.
So just think about what you're like, what's holding you up, right? And what I'm trying to do is like, if you were to look at your back, you're getting all these muscles back here to lengthen when you're in that position and all the air is going back.
Okay.
And you're pushing and coming through. Inhale, exhale. Good. Rebecca, walk your feet further forward. Yep. Bridge up, push, 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 shoulders away from the ears and back. Perfect. Danielle, you could probably walk your feet further forward a little bit as well. Good. Push through your arms. Yep. Nice. Now, we're gonna come into a bear position with our feet on the wall, and you're gonna grab onto a, I don't know, 5 or 8 pound weight, or no weight, could just be like a yoga block. If you have your yoga block nearby, we're dealing with weird like body angles again, like limb length and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you a couple different options, because as we know, we don't always stay. So if I'm here and I'm on my hands and knees, and I have my hands down, I'm in a bear position, I might take my weight, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you're like, oh, no way, my shoulder hurts, take your thumb, act like you're a hitchhiker, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you're like, oh, I just like don't like the way that feels, elevate your hand and do it from there. But you're giving me 10, and these are kind of like a fly.
Your knees on the ground?
Exhale. My knees are on the ground, my feet are dragging up the wall, and I'm in that like bear plank position with my hips coming through. So I'm like fucking the floor with my hips. Good. Danielle, walk your right hand out and get your hips pushing down towards the ground more. More. Almost like F-U-C-K-ing the floor with your hips. Good. So Justine, can you come into more of like a plank position? So guys, watch this. If I'm here, just like what we do, if I am here, I don't want to be here. I want to be here, right? So now I'm holding myself up, right? Nice. Notice the difference between the two sides. Really set that shoulder blade and inhale as you reach. Yeah. Now, if you have a band, you're going to attach it to like a middle attachment or a low attachment, and you're going to clear out some space because we're going to do some backwards hops. So attach it to like a pole or your rig or your wall, and we're going to do 3 backwards hops. You don't even necessarily have to have it, but you're gonna do 3 backwards hops, and then you're gonna jog forward. 3 backwards hops, jog forward. We're gonna do that 10 times. So if you don't have a band, it's not a big deal. It's gonna be like this. I've got my band attached to the wall. I'm gonna hop backwards. So you wanna think about hopping back, not up. Throw your arms, 1, 2, 3, and then I just jog forward. 1, 2, 3, jog forward. 1, 2, 3, jog forward. So you're gonna do 10 of those. Perfect. Just walking it out. Nice.
This is gonna be a weird question, but your heels, when you're hopping back, do you want them on the floor?
No,
Or
I'm on
like-
the ball. I'm on the ball of my feet.
Okay, okay.
Good.
It's
And
hard.
you can throw your arms as you go if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep. Good. So 10 good reps of those. Personally, I always love a good backwards hop. Dare we try to do those tricep sit throughs again? I want you to find that elevated surface, and let's really think about this. If I was to take my weight or whatever I was elevating on, this is how I like to think about it. Look at the line of my shoulder head and my wrist. Okay, so if I'm here, see this straight line? Like this would be my starting position. So my knees are kind of bent, I'm dragging on my heels. Good, so like Rebecca, take your feet forward a little bit more. Now, this is gonna stay, look, it doesn't change. Look at my wrist and my shoulders, still the same. And then look, whoop, Wrists and shoulders still the same. Wrists and shoulders still the same. Wrists and shoulders still the same. This is my inhale. This is my exhale. Now, even just fucking holding here and breathing is gonna get some upper chest wall expansion. It's gonna be great, right? We don't do enough of that. We wanna try to open up. This is the hardest place for people to open up. And that's pretty hard as well. So make sure your wrists and your shoulders are lined up when you start. So look at yourself in the camera. Are they straight to start? And then do they stay that way when you move yourself through? And I want you to just try 10 of them. Good, yep. Good. Nice. Nice. Then we're gonna go back to that bear plank position, feet on the wall. Press your hands down into the ground. If you need to elevate one hand on the yoga block as you push through. I'm in this nice position, hips coming through. I'm pushing the ground away, right? So like my rib cage and my pelvis are all in a line. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Or I'm inhaling and I'm rotating. Thumbs up, hitchhiker. Nice. Good, Danielle, look at that left arm. Bend your elbow a little bit. Push through your back more. Yeah, good. Good. Pay attention. Where's your rib cage? Where's your pelvis? Is your pelvis dumping forward? Get it back. Good. Better. Now bend your elbow, Danielle. That's better. Good. Lift your chin a little bit. Nice. Then we're going 3 backward tops. Oh my God, my kids and my husband. So 3 backward tops, jog it forward. 3 backward tops, jog it forward. Ten times. I know you're having fun, Nicole. You're doing great. Nice.
I'm gonna miss my equipment when I'm in Indiana.
Yeah, what are you gonna have?
Basically just weights and my TRX.
Yeah, well, maybe take that band with you.
Well, I'll take all this stuff, but I don't know what I'm gonna have to attach it to until we get there.
Well, I think that the band's always good because see, like you'll always be able to attach it to some sort of door handle like Liz does. You'll just be limited as far as like low and high. Good. Don't rush or anything, but we're gonna do some like breathing that's disguised as breathing, but probably is gonna make you feel your abs too. And it's an inversion, so it's basically fucking everything all at one time. If I have something that I can grab onto, it could be the bottom of a treadmill, the bottom of a bench, couch. I am going to hold on to it, okay? So I have something that I'm holding on to. It's sort of helpful if I can let my elbows stay in towards the midline while I'm holding on to it. And all I want to do is think about lifting my knees and kind of rolling myself into a ball. Okay, so my knees are going to go as high as I feel like I can. Elbows are in, and I'm going to take an inhale. And then I'm going to exhale, lower down a centimeter. Inhale again. Exhale, lower down a millimeter. Inhale again. Exhale, lower down another centimeter. Inhale. Exhale. Now, I don't want you gripping on your upper abs as you do this. I want you to try to exhale empty from the bottom up so you feel your lower abdominals help you. Otherwise, you're just gonna feel like rectus six pack, which is not what we want, right? And I want you to go so slow that you're getting air into all of those spots that feel tight. Biggest inhales, little teeny rolls. And you're lowering yourself basically all the way to your sacrum, nice and slow. Again, it's always going to be emptying from the bottom. Try to keep your heels as close to your butt as you can when you're doing that. Good. And you're rounding through each part of your back. A lot of us have like really just like tight spots that air isn't going to in the back, right? So we want to be able to control that with our abs and breathe into our backs. And this could be a fun one for you to do in Ireland.
Yeah. I can barely do that.
But that's good because you're going to be able to get some more air into your back. Now, let's just pull the knees into the chest and rotate the lower body over to the right. So knees into the chest. I rotate it over to the right. I'm reaching my left knee super long, and then I'm just going to open up through the left arm. Good. Left knee is long, open up through the left arm. You can look over. You're not moving from your low back. You're moving from your upper back. And then exhale, pull the knees in, rotate over through the lower body. Right knee reaches long, inhale. Nice job, you did it. Happy hump day.